you're right that there are more sources of information. Anybody can find anything they want to about any candidate. There are thousands of outlets that'll tell you everything you want to know. But doesn't that make the job that you're doing at your paper and that you're doing even more important? Because as a consumer of this news, I'm inundated. I'm confused. I don't know whether Dennis Kucinich is telling me the truth or not. Shouldn't you tell me whether he's lying to me or not, or whether what happened in the debate, whether what Hillary Clinton said or what Barack Obama said? Sort that out for me. Tell me what.
Actually, we have an advantage, Bob, now than we didn't have, and just about all of us on this panel have been to about 70 of these convocations, mostly on college campuses, usually at Harvard, where everybody sits and moans about, oh, we just covered an election and all we did was the horse race and we didn't worry about the issues and we didn't, and then someone will say, and it's sometimes me, that, yeah, we wrote that story, but you didn't buy the paper that day, or you were on vacation that day, or your kid was sick that day, and now, if you write the story about all the candidates' housing policy, and Dave Espo is at his son's lacrosse game and didn't pick up the paper, well, it's now available in an amazing electronic forever archive. So in some ways, we're a little liberated now from what we used to have to do in the past, because we can say in our paper or on our website for information on the housing policies of the various candidates, go to this link and we'll give you the link. You have to push the button, and we can do all sorts of things. So we're, in some ways, I think we should all stop moaning about how the internet and bloggers, maybe someone will actually look at these blogs, maybe how it ruined our lives, but in a way they've liberated us, and they've given us fabulous tools. And if we stop complaining about this being 1915 and us being really good blacksmiths, and the Model A was just invented, and just use some of these tools, we might find ourselves liberated.
Is that the problem? We're just not using the tools we have?
I agree completely. The problem is if you're Mike and you're putting out a newspaper, you have that presents you with a challenge. If you're a consumer, it's a wonderful thing. It's a huge brand new market. It means choices. It empowers you if you're a consumer. Now, if you're a journalist used to writing stories about candidate X said Y today, it ain't so good.
Yeah, the internet is here. Yeah, people are using social media and other kinds of media to get their information, and it's available. But there's a big gap from what's available and what is actually taken in by the consumer. So if I'm the consumer sitting at home, even though I know it's there somewhere, I'm overwhelmed by this. Back to your point, Bob. And let's just tell a story. In Cambridge, Massachusetts, where I live, we had an election this week. And before that, my friend and I, informed consumers, sat down with every single person, all the candidates, and there was zillions of them, all their brochures, and went over it line by line. Who's doing that? Nobody's doing that. And we went on the internet to try to pull off some of their positions and compared them and did whatever and made our ranking and all that. That's a lot of time. That's what I need, the mainstream media, the good folks to do for me. Pull it together in some way and show me the compare and contrast. So what I'm looking for now, back to your point, Sonia, or somebody who's going to take the events as the news peg and put together the themes. What are the themes that are running across either party lines, within parties, across party platforms, and talk to me about what are the candidates saying to that. There is some of that going on, and I applaud that because I think that's exactly what people who are looking for their work are looking for.
So it seems to me that while it's difficult to generalize, what the traditional press has to offer, as people are getting information from now multiple sources and fragmenting their time, is what here can I trust?
Exactly.
It's not just the sort of what you might call notification news, what happened yesterday, what came out of this candidate's mouth, but among all these things that I might have heard yesterday, both what's most significant and what should I be warded off from. So our sort of role as an authenticator rather than simply a conduit has grown. It's not that we abandon these other functions, but we have to change the mix. If we simply do what we've always done, and we are going to have fewer resources to do it, we're going to be left out, and increasingly we're going to be irrelevant. because people have other means to get it.
The preceding program was produced on LSU's campus by the Manship School of Mass Communication and the Riley Center for Media and Public Affairs. The Manship School serves undergraduates with programs in journalism, advertising, public relations, and political communication. For more information about the school, visit manship.lsu.edu.